What's good? My name is Tish Collins, and I pray that life is being kind to y'all. So, because I did my sales and use types a couple of days ago, that's what this week's video is going to be about, all right? Now, it's going to be specifically for Texas because that's where my LLC and my business is set up and located. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, pretty much the sales and use types is just you reporting the amount of sales that you got for Texas that are taxable, all right? Now, for me, it's a little easier for me to calculate the numbers just because I ain't getting that many sales right now. So I just go through, find the Texas orders, calculate how much it was, and then you put that total number into the system. Then the system will tell you how much you owe in city taxes and state taxes, all right? So to report this, you just go to the Texas Comptroller website, then you find the eSystem/web file, and then you sign in with your information, and then that's how you're able to see the sales and use type. Once you're into your account, you'll be able to see which periods are due, and then you're able to go in and put the numbers in and file the taxes, and this is what it look like. All right, so whenever you go into the system, this is what you will see. All right, it'll show you the period, and then the due date, and then over here status, it'll say period has not ended, so that you know that you can't file that one. Or it'll say something along the lines of you can file it or whatever. I can't quite remember the wording, but y'all will know that you'll be able to go into the system to do it. All right, so then you'll press continue. Now it's only giving me this message right here because the due date has not ended, so it's pretty much warning me like, you know, are you sure that you're not going to get any more transactions for this period before you go in and report the sales and use tax? All right, so for y'all's sake, I'm gonna just put yes so we can go through this. All right, so when you go in, this is gonna be the first question that they ask you. Are you taking credit to reduce taxes due on this return? No, I'm not taking any credits. Did you refund sales tax for this filing period on items exported outside of the U.S.? No. So you will have the no sales or purchases, okay? So for the last 2 years, I've just been coming in here and clicking no sales or purchases. The jurisdiction, I'm going to put 0 there as well. Now, this is if you have not had any, okay? If you had not had any sales at all, and then this is the final page of this, all right? It'll just tell you that you don't owe anything. However, even if you get 0 sales, even if you do not get any sales for the quarter, you still need to file it, and I'll tell you why a little bit later in this video, all right? So then you would just click continue, and then it'll take you out of the system and all of that. Now, if you actually had sales, right, you will go through and you will calculate. So let's say, for example, I had $200 in sales for Q4 of last year, right? But only $50 of those sales was for Texas, and they are taxable, all right? It's the $50 that I'm reporting, okay? So where it says total Texas sales, you'll put $50, okay? But let's say that the amount is $50.67, then you will have to put $51 because they only take whole dollars, all right? So then for the taxable sales, it'll be the same exact number, the $51. And then for the taxable purchases, this would always be 0 for me just because this is the total amount of taxable purchase that you have made for your own use. All right, so the items that you purchased, leased, or rented for personal or business use, I did not do any of that, so I will put 0 for this number right here. All right, so let's just go 51, 51, and then 0 for this section over here. And then we're going to press continue, all right? So then for the same thing, the amount subject to local tax, we're going to put 51 there as well, okay? And then we're going to press continue. As you can see here, once you put the numbers in, it'll calculate for you how much you owe for the state tax and how much you owe for the local tax. And then you'll press continue. It'll ask you for your card information, and then you'll go ahead and pay it that way, all right? So if for whatever reason you file on accident, or maybe you need to go through to change something, then you'll just come in and you'll click file amended return, continue, and then it'll show you a list of all of the sales and use types that you have done in the past, all right? And then whichever one you need to fix, you can just select that one, click continue, and then it'll let you back into it to fix it, all right? And that's exactly what I'm going to have to do when Q1 is over with, because I just accidentally submitted this joint. Anywho, that's fixable, so I ain't even finna worry about that right now. So I said that even if you don't get any sales, you still need to report that you had $0, all right? And here's why. So when I first started my clothing brand back in 2019, I told y'all in a previous video that I started my clothing brand when I was living in the United Kingdom, all right? Due to that, my mail was going somewhere else. The mail for the clothing brand was going somewhere else, all right? So I knew that the sales and use tax was supposed to be being reported somewhere. However, I ain't even gonna hold you. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Didn't have a clue what was supposed to be being reported, all right? So this is just trial and error for me at this point, all right? So I ended up coming back home to the States, okay? and I had some mail, right? And it was some mail for the brain. So I was like, okay, let me open this up, right? And it was like notices of the cells and use types is due, right? So I was like, okay, cool. Let me go up in the system and go ahead and, try to figure this here out, right? I go into the system and I'm fouling them. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get caught up on it. For every single one that was late, it was a $50 fee. Okay, so this is the case with even if you get 0 sales for the entire 2 years and 4 months or however long I've been shut down, I still had to go into the system and report that I had $0 in sales, or else I was gonna be hit with the $50 fee. All right, so whether you got 0 or 50, it all needs to be put into the system and reported. All right, so don't make the same mistake that I made, because the $50 I ate up quick. All right, especially if you just have not been on top of it, and then it's just like I don't even owe nothing because I got 0 sales, but then it's like I still gotta come up off $50. But you live and you learn, all right? So that's the sales and use types, all right? Now at the beginning of this video, y'all see me packaging that order, so let me give y'all an update on how the boutique items are moving, okay? We are the same still, all right? Ain't nothing going nowhere. I don't know what's going on. I don't quite know how to move them. However, I'm thinking that I'm finna have to pivot, because I am noticing that Survivor and my jogger sets and the items that have my clothing brand on there, I am noticing that those items are actually getting people to the website, whereas the boutique items are not. So I'm thinking that I am going to start promoting my stuff, and especially Survivor, to get them to the website. All right. And my hope is that while they are there looking at Survival or looking at these jogger sets, they see these boutique items and they be like, oh, these ones is cheap. Let me go ahead and cop up on a little something. All right. That is what I am hoping for. Okay. However, it's still trial and error. I did the Google Eyes. I ain't really get much from that, okay? And like I said in a previous video, I don't like just giving up money, okay? I need to see a return on that investment. I ain't really see too much of that in from the Google Eyes. It was sending a lot of people to the website, but wasn't that lucrative coming up off of it, all right? So I turned those eyes off. We got TikTok bikes, so I'm just gonna start by promoting on TikTok for the time being. I was gonna dabble back into Facebook. Y'all, I just cannot stand Facebook. It is the fact that I gotta make a brand new page and just start all the way over again. But it is so much work having all of these different social media accounts. I got my IG, my YouTube, my TikTok. I got Avahnti's YouTube, Avahnti's Instagram, Avahnti's TikTok. Like this it's a lot. I honestly do not think that I'm trying to add 9 other social media accounts to this here, okay? And while a lot of it is repurposing, it's still a lot, man. It is still a lot trying to do it for my personal brand and for the clothing brand. So right now, I think I'm gonna chill out on the Facebook. All right, I think I'm gonna just work with what I got. All right, and eventually something gonna hit. All right. Well, all of that being said, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. I do hope you stay tuned for the rest of the journey, because whichever way it go, whether I end up having to close my brand down for good, or we actually start making progress and become a household name, I'm just here to show y'all the journey, all right? Whichever way it unfolds. So I pray that today in life is being kind to you. And if it isn't, then I pray that tomorrow and every day after will be, all right? Y'all keep going, and I'll top it up with y'all next Sunday.